guys enjoy the rally today?
Yeah.
Why didn't you dance?
They do practices after school, and I have class. I would love to, though. I really actually kind of like doing that stuff. It's as silly as it is. And so I would like to next time. I kind of regretted not doing it, to be honest. Okay. Let me bring So the first thing I want you to do before we start our Socratic is you're going to do a quick write. And the quick write is Angel Learning tutoring session. Can you come back in about 10 minutes? Did you have a particular quote you have seen that's about racism?
It's not a quote, but it was in the book. It's just about more African American Muslim that a white lady will go to jail.
That's amazing, huh? Like a different, and that just shows what?
That they like the African American are not equal as it's supposed to be. So
Jesus, I got something to say and then
Do you know what page number that's from?
188.
188. Okay, we're gonna go to it, and then you read us the quote.
I got something to say and then I something to say and I ain't gonna say anymore. That
Yep.
from lyrics to the planet to me.
Okay, and how does this show the racism of the time?
Just as an advocate.
What evidence do they have?
against him.
Or for it, or, you know, or say he's not guilty? What evidence do we actually have in this?
That he went there.
That he went there? Okay, so we know that. What did he go there for?
To chip the chaplain or the chip along.
The Schifferobe.
Yeah.
Which, have you figured out what that is yet?
Majority.
Yeah, it's like a dresser.
Yeah.
It's an old term for like a cabinet, like kind of a cabinet thing. So we have evidence that he went there.
Yeah.
What other evidence do we have?
That saw them.
Her dad saw them. Yeah.
Mr. Atticus throw a ball at him, but he couldn't catch with his left arm, so he didn't really prove that he beat her up.
What happened with his left arm? Do you remember?
But he got stuck in a cottage. An
How?
accident.
Yeah. What does that tell us about the 1930s? The fact that his arm got stuck in a cotton gin.
The cottage is a useful tool, but yet also not quite improved.
Yeah, they've got some, I mean, I think people still have accidents on farms nowadays, but I think it's not as dangerous, right? To get, it's very,
Right now, it's not attended as much as back in the 1930s.
yeah, that's unbelievable to me that that he got caught. We know that he can't catch with his left hand. What other evidence do we have? Can you think of anything else that's like starting to prove the point?
While Tom Robinson was on the witness stand, he told a story about him walking in the house, but he didn't do anything. So Ms. Mayella helped him, I guess.
What does that tell you about the time period? Is that something that would have happened?
No.
Was that socially acceptable?
No.
No. So that's a big deal in itself. What other things do we know about the 1930s? How does the 1930s affect our book? What are some other the way they talk? Yeah, can you find an example? Each of you try to find a different example, or find an example, I don't know if they'll be different, of a way that they talk.
Right here. Keep on wrecking.
What page?
Oh, sorry. 47.
47, okay.
Third bottom paragraph.
Okay.
Keep on wrecking. I reckon you're not released to the point.
I reckon. Do we use terms like I reckon now?
No.
So there's a word for this. Make sure you make a note of it. It's called diction. D-I-C-T-I-O-N. D-I-C-T-I-O-N. And diction is the word choice that represents the time. So, for instance, if I wanted to write a novel and I wanted to show people as being from Texas during the 2000s, I have them say, y'all, or if I wanted to show someone from Boston, I would have them say pasta ka. I have my dialogue represent where they're from. That's the diction. So the author has made it so that when we read what they say, it makes us feel like we're there. Oh, just like what we were talking about? Okay, yeah. And what was yours? Lack of stuff. How does their lack of stuff reflect the 1930s? What's going on in the 1930s?
Didn't have much things like nowadays. So they just made up stuff by hand.
Like, what did they make up?
Like games
Treehouse.
and they didn't have like books. They just taught them what they know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of more lack of stuff. What's going on during the time that causes that lack of stuff?
The stock market.
Yeah, the Great Depression is going on, so there's a lot of, not very much money. What questions did you have written down?
I got one for the story question. Is why would Miss Mayella lie and blame Tom Robinson?
Any ideas, National? Why do you think, why does she want to protect her dad? What did her dad do?
Or she doesn't want to like save her kids' lives.
Yeah. What, what question did you have?
Well, it's kind of like, I don't know. Why did they stop talking about Boo Radley?
Oh, why do you think they stopped talking about Boo Radley?
Looks like he got nothing to do. He doesn't get out much, so he's basically kind of doing nothing.
Yeah, so he's not getting out much, and what's going on right now?
The court or
Yeah, they only play Boo Radley when what?
late or
When they've got nothing to do, it's back to that kind of bored. But right now, are they bored?
no.
No, they get to go to court and go see what's going on. So, but Boo Radley will come back. It's really interesting, and that's why I really love this novel. The first half is really about them growing up. The second half is really this court case and all the justice of that. The third, they come together, and it's crazy how the two ideas come together. What other questions do you have?
Oh, it is about the world question about the 1930s. Who started racism and why on the African American?
Any ideas? Well, we count 60 something years before was slavery. So they still haven't quite, I mean, there's no more slavery. But to go from slavery to equality, we're somewhere in there during this time. You know, we're just not quite there yet. I like that question. What's another one, Ashley?
Were colored people considered dirty because of the color?
Oh, I don't know. I bet that was a good excuse for people who were being racist, possibly.
Back in the time of where Thomas Jefferson or the president was born, they all wanted equal rights for everyone. But so far, in the 1930s was racism.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of broke one of those independence, I guess.
Yeah, so yeah, and they say, all men were created equal, and really what it should have said, and what they were thinking at the time, was all white men are created equal, and they weren't considering everybody. Yeah, and we're still working, I think, to change that. Go ahead and flip your paper over now, and you see where it says opening question. I asked you the question, how does the 1930s affect the novel? How does the 1930s affect the novel? And then I want you to explain them or answer the questions 1 and 3 for today. So maybe write down a couple of key points that we talked about, and then talk about how maybe your understanding of your essay might help this discussion might help your essay a little bit.
Can I just make it as a list or on number one?
Yeah, you can do it as a list. That's absolutely fine. Are you more aware of maybe what's called, like, did it help you refresh what happened in the novel, or relook at a couple of quotes, or maybe it helped we talked a little bit about the history of the time?
11:43. You have about 16 more minutes.